Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. It's great to be with you. It is a wonderful Tuesday evening. It is July 14th, 2026. Great to be with you. If this is your very first time here, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you, and I want to say the words welcome to you. If you've been here one time, five times, 10, 100 or more, or maybe you even lost track of how many times you've been here, I like to say welcome and thank you. But I also like to say the words welcome back because I really do appreciate people that enjoy the quality and content of my show here. If you're thirsty or hungry, feel free to go grab yourself an RO water like I have here. Mine has some lemon in it. It's delicious. Or perhaps another snack. That's totally up to you. And don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations after the show is over. All right, guys, without any further ado, this is Inspirations for Your Life. And our master weekly topic is Series 5, Show 29, How to Grow Through Every Season, Building a Life that Creates Lasting Results. How to create an environment where success can grow, Series 5, Show 29, Episode 4. That is today's granular topic. Welcome once again, everyone, to the ever-popular Inspirations for Your Life show. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student at Montclair State University, passionate lifelong learner, and so grateful now to be a published author. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Inspirations for Your Life, where I help you discover practical principles that help us become stronger, wiser, and more intentional every day in our life. Success doesn't simply happen because we hope for it. It grows where it is intentionally cultivated. And I know that sounds like something that's crazy, but guys, that's absolutely the truth. Okay. That absolutely is the truth. And we need to really understand that. So the people we spend time with, the habits we develop, the information we consume, and the environments we create all influence the direction of our lives. Today, I'm exploring how designing the right environment allows success to take root, grow stronger, and produce lasting results. Number one, your environment influences success. The environment around you affects how you think, feel, and perform. Positive surroundings encourage positive habits. Success often begins with changing what's around you. Number two, remove unnecessary distractions. Distractions quietly steal your time and your precious attention. Eliminating what doesn't serve your goals creates more room for meaningful progress. Focus grows when distractions disappear. Number three, protect your focus. Focus is one of your greatest assets. Guard it carefully from interruptions that pull you away from your priorities. What you consistently focus on expands. Number four, build healthy routines. Healthy routines reduce decision fatigue and create consistency. Small daily habits eventually become automatic. Routine creates stability during busy seasons. I think that's another one. I think a lot of people they miss that. Number five is surround yourself with growth. Growth is a choice, guys. Absolutely is a choice. Spend time with people who challenge and encourage you to improve. Positive relationships because they inspire us to think better and have more growth in our life. And that becomes contagious. Number six, eliminate negativity. Just eliminate it. Get rid of it. Constant negativity drains energy and limits possibility. Replace negative influences with encouragement and solutions. See, your mindset becomes healthier when your environment does. Number 7, feed your mind wisely. What you read, watch, and listen to influences your thinking more than you know. Choose information that educates, inspires, and challenges you to improve your life. A healthy mind requires healthy input, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So we want to make sure that we have the right quality of information, right? And that's something that a lot of people like. They don't really like understand that. And I know you're probably saying, John, how do I do that? And it's not hard. I think the thing a lot of people miss is that they have more power than they think, but they frustrate themselves because they're not where they want to be at the current moment in time. I think that's a very important thing. So let's jump on to number 8. Number 8 is choose positive influences. The people closest to you influence your habits, expectations, and beliefs. Choose relationships that encourage integrity, growth, and optimism. Positive influences strengthen your future. And let's remember that the more positive we can be, the brighter our future is going to be. I think that's a real special one to acknowledge and be part of. Number 9, build productive systems. Systems reduce stress by creating structure. Organized processes help you accomplish more with less effort. Great systems support lasting success. Number 10, your habits shape your outcomes. Daily habits determine long term results. Positive routines consistently move you toward your goals. Your future is built through repeated actions. Repeat actions. Number 11, organization creates clarity. A well organized environment reduces unnecessary stress. Clarity makes it easier to prioritize what truly matters. Organized spaces often produce organized thinking. And that's not just something people have made up, that's something that science can actually back. And science, in case you guys didn't know, science means to know. That's what science is all about. Science means to know. All right. Number 12, simplicity improves focus. Time for another water break here. Mm, really delicious. Complexity just creates confusion. Simplifying your environment helps you concentrate on what deserves your attention at the moment. Less clutter often leads to better decisions. Pretty simple. Number 13, learn how to protect your energy. Energy is one of your most valuable resources and it's fluid. Spend it on people, projects, and activities that align with your purpose. Most importantly, spend it on yourself, right? Enjoy it with yourself. I think a lot of times people feel, well, I don't want to do this because if I do this, then I can't do something. No, it doesn't work like that, guys. It's you need to do stuff for yourself. That is just like a given. But a lot of people feel, oh, I don't want to do stuff for myself. But I'm here to tell you that you can do things for yourself. And the more that you do that, the more that you can make changes in your life. The more that you can make changes in your life, but it starts by you making the choice that you can do it. Okay, that comes down to choices. Comes down to choices. So protect your energy. All right, because it protects your future. Number 14, healthy boundaries matter. Boundaries allow you to protect your priorities without guilt. They create space for what matters to you most. Healthy boundaries build healthy lives. Number 15, your circle influences your future. The attitudes, habits, and expectations of the people around you often become your own. Choose relationships that encourage excellence. Integrity and continuous growth are key. Your environment is shaped by the company you keep. I think that's another important one. Number 16, create momentum daily. Okay. Momentum is built through consistent action, not occasional bursts of motivation. Every positive step makes the next one just a little bit easier. Small victories eventually become significant milestones and achievements. Number 17, build a growth culture. I think that's one that a lot of people, I think they stumble on that to say, like, what does it mean to build a growth culture? Well, when thinking about building a growth culture, we're thinking about how we're going to move forward, right? How are we going to move forward? And if we know how we're going to move forward, then I think life can be really good for us. But it does not happen overnight, guys. It does not happen overnight. And that's probably the biggest thing that drives most people crazy is that it does not happen overnight. It takes time for it to actually happen. All right. So let's move on to the next point. All right. The next point, when we think about this, we build a growth culture, whether it's at home or at work or among friends, creating an environment where learning and improvement are encouraged. That's what it's about. Celebrate effort as much as achievement. Growth becomes stronger when it's shared with others. Number 18. Consistency creates results. Success is rarely produced by one extraordinary day. It's built through ordinary days, repeated with extraordinary commitment. Consistency always outlasts intensity. That's the key. Number 19, choose progress daily. Okay. Every day presents a choice between staying comfortable or becoming better. Even small improvements move you closer to your goals. Progress compounds over time. That's no surprise. Just like interest in your bank account. Support your goals. Make your environment work for you instead of against you, right? You can set your environment up the way you want. Keep reminders of your goals where you'll see them often. I think that's another one thing that trips up a lot of people. They don't realize that they can actually do this, but I'm here to tell you that you can do this, okay? It just might take you, it may take you some time, all right? It might take you some time, and hopefully that time will be something that really means something to you. That's going to be like a very, very big thing for you. But I want to tell you that it's not something that you're just going to suddenly just get overnight. You're just not going to get it overnight. Okay. It's just not going to happen overnight. So let's get out of our head that it's going to happen overnight because it's not. It's going to take you some time to realize how it works. Okay. Surround yourself with things that reinforce the future. The one you're creating. Number 21, build intentional routines. Intentional routines remove unnecessary decisions and increase productivity. When positive actions become automatic, success becomes more attainable, sustainable. Structure creates freedom. Remember, I said consistency and structure are the keys to success in life. I've said this so many times. We need consistency. We need structure. Okay. We need to have that. If we don't have that, then for whatever reason, we're going to be like, oh my gosh, how do I handle this? How do I do with this? And I think that's a very important thing to really understand is that it's about that concept. It's about what we can do and how we can expand our life. All right. So let's move on to number 22. Number 22 says success leaves clues. Learn from people who have already achieved what you hope to accomplish. Study their habits, mindset, and discipline. Don't copy them, but learn from what they do. Success often leaves a blueprint for others to follow, but you may want to tailor it a little bit to make it a little more your own style, but see what they're doing. Number 23, focus on solutions. Problems deserve attention, okay? But solutions deserve your energy. Problems deserve attention, but solutions deserve your energy. A solution focused mindset creates confidence and forward movement. Every challenge becomes easier when you ask, what's my next step? Right? Number 24, minimize distractions. Every distraction steals valuable time and attention from your purpose. And I think that's something that a lot of people, again, I think they get confused on that because they don't realize that your energy is what's causing this to work or not work. And I think that's a thing we all need to learn. We need to eliminate what constantly interrupts our progress. Protect our focus, as that's one of your greatest resources, guys. We have to know how to protect our focus. If we don't protect our focus, who else will? Right? I think these are very viable things that we need to understand in life, but they're also the building blocks. Number 25, encourage others. Helping someone else succeed doesn't reduce your own success. Encouragement creates stronger relationships and a healthier environment for everyone. Positive influence always multiplies. So when something's positive, people want to be part of it. Okay. And when people want to be part of, like, oh my gosh, I get this, I understand this, right? I think that's the real kicker, right? That's the real kicker, right? That's what it's about, guys. Number 26, build positive momentum every day. One positive decision naturally leads to another one. Momentum grows every time you choose discipline over excuses. Keep moving forward, even when the steps seem small. Number 27, celebrate progress. I know so many people that are like, well, I don't want to celebrate that because it doesn't mean anything to me yet. Well, that's kind of crazy because every step means something. Every step in your life means something. All right. I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand, but we need to understand it. Okay. We need to understand like what that means and why that means that. Okay. But I can tell you that it's important. Very, very, very important. All right. Number 27, when we talk about celebrating progress, don't wait until the finish line to recognize your growth and your accomplishment. That little step you took was enough. Celebrate milestones along the journey because they remind you how far you've already come. Now, I can tell you, when I started writing my book a little while ago, I can tell you that, I was like, oh my gosh, the book's not written. I'm like, but wait a minute, why don't I just celebrate that I already got a page down, or I've got 2 pages, or I got 3, and celebrate that and see that momentum actually pushes you. You know what? This is actually going somewhere, and I'm really enjoying this. All right. I'm really enjoying how this is going. All right. That's an important piece that many people they just don't understand it. But that's what hinders them from basically moving forward. Gratitude fuels motivation. Let's remember that. Okay. Number 28, keep improving your environment all the time. Your environment should grow as you grow, right? Continue removing obstacles, strengthen routines, and create spaces that inspire your best thinking self. Improvement is an ongoing process. So don't think that you're finished once you started, okay? You need to keep making changes so that you can be better. Okay? I think that's one that a lot of people get lost on. And the reason I say that to you is that that whole concept dictates whether you're going to be a success or not. See, your mind, your image is actually what does it. your mind is what does it. And your mind creates the, okay, this is working the way I want, or this is not working the way I want. That's important, guys. Really, really important. Number 29, growth requires space. Now, a lot of people I talk to about this, they're like, well, I can't do this because they don't give people the space they need to grow. What do they do, guys? They micromanage them. And that's just terrible when people get micromanaged. Like, it's like, it really demeans somebody. It's like, hey, you hired me, but yet you don't think I'm good enough to do what you want. So we'll just micromanage you. Right? That's the problem, guys. You can't micromanage. People have feelings, they have emotions. And if they're doing a good job, first of all, you should never belittle them. You should always try to pick them up by giving them encouragement, like, hey, you do a great job stacking the boxes. And we just got to tweak maybe how you open them or something like that, right? Whatever it is. Always start with something positive so people feel good about themselves. Personal growth requires time to think, learn, reflect, and even recharge. A constantly busy life leaves little room for meaningful development. Make space for what truly matters. And God will say to me, oh, John, I don't have time to do that. Okay, you don't have time to do that, but yet you have time to complain about your life. That's like an oxymoron. Right? Why? I think a lot of people don't realize it. They're not aware of it. And they're not aware of it because they don't really care. Not saying they don't want to grow, but they miss the little things. And what I've learned in life is that when you miss the little things, you're going to miss the big things. So you got to pay attention to not only the entire forest, but the trees, the animals, right? The birds, the water, the other people in the forest. Got to pay attention to that. Number 30, success grows where it's nurtured. Success doesn't appear by accident. It grows where positive habits, intentional choices, meaningful relationships, and consistent effort are cultivated every day. The environment you create today shapes the life you'll live tomorrow. But why don't people pay attention to it? Maybe they feel, well, I could just change it later. See, once you get stuck in a rut, it's hard to change that, guys. It's so hard to change that. I'm not saying you can't, but it would be much easier to do it from the beginning, right? As I wrap up today and close this show out and conclude, I want you to remember something. Success is rarely determined by one big moment. Many people think it is. These grand gestures, they're nice, but that's not what determines success. It's not the one big moment. It's all the things you've done, the little things along the way that add up to success. It's influenced by the environment you intentionally build every single day. The people you spend time with, the habits you practice, the information you consume, and the routines you follow are quietly shaping your future, whether you realize it or not, guys. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to fathom and to be like, wait a minute, I never knew this was this important, right? I never realized how important this was. It's very, very important, guys. It's that important. Because when you become aware of your life, you can see what's working and what's not working. And don't take what's not working as something to beat yourself up with. Use it as data, okay? Figure out what you can change, what you can tweak. Take a few moments today or tomorrow to evaluate just your surroundings. And then I want you to ask yourself if your environment is helping you become the person you want to be, or is it holding you back from reaching your full potential? Now, that's not an easy thing to think about, I know, but we got to be honest with ourselves and figure out what tweaks we can make. We have to be humble and we have to be willing to grow. You see, ladies and gentlemen, small adjustments made consistently can produce extraordinary changes over time. It's a gradual effect. It's a compounding effect. You can make this difference, guys. But the key is you've got to start becoming aware. You got to start becoming aware. Become aware. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for joining me tonight for another episode of Inspirations for Your Life. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student at Montclair State University, passionate lifelong learner, and so grateful now to be a published author. I thank you again. And until next time, remember that success doesn't simply happen. It grows where it is intentionally nurtured. Build on environment that you have so it supports your dreams. Protect your focus. Surround yourself with positive influences and continue creating the habits that lead to lasting results. Stay inspired, everyone. Keep growing through every season. And I'm going to see you in our next episode real soon. Don't forget to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com, everyone.